different. Don't miss this video. If you're watching it right now, you're already part of something important. Before anything else happens, subscribe to this channel. I'm serious. Just one tap. Done. Great. Now hit the like button. Done. Do it right now. Because the more likes this video gets, the more people will see it. And most importantly, leave a comment.
I have debated telling this story for a few days, but all of my friends are literally like, this story is so wild, you need to put this on TikTok. This also just happened this past weekend, so I am still processing what exactly happened. This isn't really a dating horror story in the sense that something bad happened, it's just the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. So a little bit of backstory. About 3-ish weeks ago, maybe a month ago, this guy and I met on Hinge. This guy and I start talking and we just initially clicked. I don't know what it was, but we just started talking. It was definitely an instant connection, right? Okay, so I live in Las Vegas. So he tells me that he is going through the process of getting into the firefighter academy out here in Vegas. And before you say anything, I know this was my first red flag. And he actually lives in the Los Angeles area, but he's coming out here. His dad lives out here. That's a key part of the story. He's coming out here to do the last final things that you do before you go into the academy. And so he is out here this upcoming weekend for that reason. And so we agreed to link up and meet for a drink on Sunday night. And it was one of those first dates that you kind of leave and you're on a high. Everything was so good. We had an immediate connection, an immediate spark, and sincerely that does not happen to me often. I don't date a lot in general. So I leave this first date, like I said, on a high. He kisses me goodnight. He's a great kisser. I'm like, this is fantastic. So he's driving back to LA the next day, and before he leaves, he stops by my house. He gives me a kiss and a hug goodbye, and he's like, I can't wait to see you again. I'm so excited about you. And for the next 2 weeks when he was supposed to come out here, we are talking, texting, on the phone every single day, every single night. But a week before he's supposed to come out here again and do his last exam or whatever it is, I asked him, I said, instead of staying at your dad's house, why don't you just stay with me that weekend? I know, okay. He's like, that would be great. So, we can spend a lot more time together, get to know each other that whole weekend, whatever. So we're talking about him coming out here this weekend, and he's very much into sports. And so he's like, yeah, I want to watch the game this weekend. And I said, well, I don't have a TV. I just don't have a TV in my house. And he makes a joke that he's gonna have to buy a TV in order for him to watch the game this weekend. And I think it's a hee hee ha ha joke. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Okay, so Saturday comes. He's flying out here this time, and the flight's only 45 minutes to an hour from Vegas. 1 hour before he boards his plane, this man literally texts me out of nowhere, and he's like, okay, I bought the TV from Target. It's ready for pickup.
What? Wait!
I said, huh? What? Huh? He was like, yeah, I told you sports are really important to me. It's how I relax. I watch the games every weekend.
I'm so shocked right now. Okay, I already gave up the dating apps, but just let this be a warning to everyone out there who's still on them. Don't trust anybody. I know that sounds crazy and a lot cynical, but I've now had way too many experiences where I just think it's too easy to be this ideal person on those apps. And so many women get caught in these kind of traps where you're already 5-6 dates in and then they reveal their true colors and it's not what you signed up for. So I dated a guy last November and I really liked him. He was engaged 6 months prior. And that's when they broke off their engagement 6 months before we started dating. So he'd had some time to kind of heal and reflect. And he told me he was in therapy now still. They dated for a long time. So I kind of was proceeding with caution because I knew, okay, there's no way this man is just fully healed and ready for a serious relationship again, which is what I'm looking for. But we got along really well. He was super funny, really cute. We just had so much in common. He was so chivalrous. I don't know, he just did everything right. But in the back of my head, I was kind of okay, this is going almost too well, So I had doubts, but not really any proof to back it up. We went on 4 dates, and after the 4th date, I could just feel he was a little bit more distant, and I saw that he was still on all.
Listen to me!
So listen to me. Huh? Listen. I'm gonna call you back in 30 minutes. And you better have answers.
My dating horror story. You guys like my videos about dating, so here we go. One time I went on a date with a guy and we paid and I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. I went to the bathroom, I came back and he was gone. Then later that night I got a text saying, you should come over and we should watch a movie. Babe, you literally left me on our date. This guy I used to talk to for a while used to throw his keys from his window of his apartment because he wouldn't come down the stairs to get me. Oh my god, this one time I went on a date with a guy and my best friend ended up going on a date with him like the following week, and he did everything the same down to like the lines he would use during the date. Brought us to the same restaurant, the same routine, same tour of his apartment, same one-liner to get us to kiss him. Like very ick. Like he's definitely has some problems if he's doing the same thing to every girl. One time I went on a date with this guy. I went back to my apartment to watch a movie and my two roommates had been dartying that day. And they were so drunk, like in the same room as us, like in the kitchen, just making like TikTok noises, like giggling. It was so awkward. I was like, I'm so sorry about them. But then I just told him to leave because it was so bad. And he was also with an MLB player. It just makes it so much worse. Oh my god. Then this guy invited me over to watch a movie and I got there and he immediately tried to hook up with me and I was like, oh no. That's not happening. And then instead of like putting a movie on, like he said, he was just like, oh, okay. And then like,
okay, so here's one of my first date nightmares, okay? This is a true story. So this girl invites me over, right? She says, you want to come to my place? I'm going to cook. We're going to eat. Awesome. I love to eat. Sure, I'll show up. Knock on the door. She opens the door. What am I greeted with? A really, really bad stench. Okay, I don't pay it too much mind. She's pretty hot. We're going to keep pushing forward with this. Okay, so I get in there and I realize that the smell is ammonia. She's got like 6 cats. She didn't tell me she had a cat. But all right, we'll let it go. She's pretty good looking. Okay. So we sit down at the table and start having dinner, right? We're hitting it off. We're talking, drinking some beers, smelling cat piss, whatever. She cooked pasta. I was eating pasta. And so in the middle of eating, this cat jumps up on the dinner table. Okay. I look over at the cat. Just jumped up on the dinner table. I look over at the cat. I look back at her. She didn't miss a beat. Kept talking. So obviously this is the norm. That's kind of weird. But I'm just going to let it go. Okay. Because she's pretty good looking. All right. So the cat walks by me. It's facing her now.
Okay. Here we go. Worst date ever. Worst date I've ever been on in my entire life. I was set up by a friend with this guy that she had known for a long time. And he was a great guy, well known in the community, had a great job, had kids. He was divorced and was just fun and just a good guy. And everybody liked him and had a great personality. So saw pictures of him and he was looking good. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So anyway, she's gets us fixed up, we exchange numbers. He calls me and he says, hey, I've got this place. Do you want to go have a bonfire and, do some 4-wheelers and just have a good day? That would be so much fun just to get to know each other. I can make steaks and I'm famous for my tableside Caesar salad. And he goes, and do you like wine? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love wine. He goes, well, my favorite wine is Joseph Phelps Insignia. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite wine. So I'm like, he goes, oh my gosh, that'd be great. I'll have a bottle. And you know what, we'll just do that. It'll be fun. We'll get to know. And we were both just really excited. And we had talked on the phone for, oh my gosh, probably that whole day before that we had the date. And I was like, oh my God, this guy sounds great. So here we go, fast forward. So he shows up at my house to pick me up, comes to the door, and I look at him and I'm like, oh my God, this is not the guy. Did not look like the pictures. He looked like he had just had a few rough years and did not look like himself. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. Lots of things have changed, could change.
Oh yeah, one more thing. If y'all see me on Love Island, mind your fucking business, bitch. I'm trying to find love, bitch. Y'all had y'all motherfucking chance.
Story time about how I took a rapper side chick on a date on accident, and her being a rapper side chick was the most normal thing about her. Buckle up. So this is when I lived in New York. I matched with this girl on Hinge, and she's super pretty. I'm talking about like way out of my league. We eventually get to the point where we're like, all right, let's hang out on Friday. Let's go get some sushi and drinks. She picks the sushi spot, which I'm down for because like I've never ever had a girl pick a spot before. So when she offered, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is awesome. She picks a spot 35 minutes away from me, and I'm like, okay, it's whatever. It's Friday. Let's get it. I'm like, I'm down. I pull up to the sushi spot. It's cold as fuck outside. I'm talking peak New York weather. This is very important to the story. Remember this. I go say hi to her. She says hi back. And the next thing that comes out of her mouth is, I can drink and I can smoke. I'm like, all right, that's great. I'm down because we're going to be drinking tonight. Or so I thought. We start walking to the table, and the very next thing out of her mouth is, my mama hooked up with the guy at a house party, and that's how I was born.
Okay. All right, this is what we're doing.
My ass cheeks have not even touched the seat at the restaurant yet, and I've gotten this kind of information that I need to digest. Naturally, the conversation goes to talking about her mom, and she basically tells me her mom tried to her at one point, and that obviously didn't work, and then she tried to herself. Keep in mind, I'm getting this information before I've even gotten water from the waitress. My lips are parched hearing this kind of information. But also at the same time, she's like really giddy. She's really happy. She's like easy to talk to. She's smiling. Like the information she's giving me is dark, but her personality is really, really positive. Think of the song like Hey Ya, when like the beat is really bumping and it's like a good music, it's a good vibe, but like when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh shit, god damn. Anyways, we start talking about what she likes to do in her free time and what she does for work. On Hinge, she's like, I'm a dentist. But then she eventually tells me she's actually a dental assistant and...
Okay, I did not expect that video to blow up, but it did, and you're all wanting the stories, so let's start with the crazy one, okay? You ready for this? I matched on a dating app with a man. He lives in a college town that I am very well acquainted with, and he's the first older guy that I matched with. I'm 44, he's 51. I tend to date more guys that are my age or maybe a little bit younger, but it doesn't matter. He seemed really nice. Immediately had really great conversation.
What happened to your eye? I just have really bad hay fever, so they get a bit bloodshot and swollen sometimes. The pollen this year is just absolutely wild.
Heading out on a date right now. I will let you know how it goes. I just got back, and I don't know how so much can go so wrong in such little time. Oh my god. Let me tell you guys what happened. And if you like my stories, like my awful dating life, feel free to drop me a follow. But let's get right into it. So I ended up matching with this girl on Hinge. She was adorable, super cute. Her prompts were funny. She liked to golf, she liked to snowboard, and where I live, snowboard season is coming up, or just started, depending on who you ask. And so I sent her a message. Said, hey, you're really cute, blah, 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 blah. Here's my number. She said, oh my god, you look so familiar, which made me a little nervous because I've never seen this girl in my life, but I digress. She did end up texting me. We were talking for about 3 days, going over the normal, how's your life? What do you do for work? Do you have any animals? Does your family even love you? Just the basics, of course.
Put a finger down if you dated a guy who joined a frat, proceeded to cheat on you, and then left the frat to save his ass. So this guy, and it was very clear that we were just looking for fun and not really anything serious. We both kind of agreed to that. We were friends with benefits for too long. This guy started to grow feelings for me. I had no plans on ever dating him. Like, he was a narcissist, he was a mama's boy, he was the golden older son who never did Anytime he looked in the mirror, he'll check himself out. Anytime he sees a reflection of himself, he'll check himself out. He will pose in front of the mirror, check himself out, tell him how good he's looking, and then carry on. Part of me felt like that was a little weird, but, you know, a confident man. I was like, okay, at least he's confident. I did not want to date this guy. Silly me, I gave that guy a chance, because if a guy really liked me that much, maybe he won't hurt me. We're in the early stages of...
This man didn't know my last name, didn't know what company I worked for. He was already, at this point, he was already blocked on everything. Somehow he found the company that I worked for, found my work email, and decided to send me a novel at midnight. And let me tell you how we got to this point. So we agreed on a place to go eat. Okay, cool, we get there. I'm dressed normal, whatever, it was nice weather. He shows up in a whole suit.